Richland win on?
No.
They lost.
LD Bell beat them.
Beat Euless.
So as of right now, how would the standings work? If you guys win out, would it be a share of the district title?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Depends on what happens with Weatherford and Trinity this week.
Maybe one.
Man, it's always a good one with Abilene High. I guess whenever y'all looked at everything, what did y'all like about that one?
Well, I mean, just being Abilene High for one thing. It's always fun to play them. West Texas school, and always a great ball game, great competition, and it's a one that we always look forward to. Thought we played real well. I thought our defense really put a whole game together and played extremely well both halves. And offense, we played great in spurts, and then we had some times where we were kind of in the lull. But some of that was Abilene's defense. Abilene's defense is really good. So I thought we played well, and anytime you put anything in the 30s up there, you've had a good game.
We saw some big plays from Jalen Liefest. You and I kind of talked about him on Friday night. The progression of this kid.
Yeah.
How much are you seeing this kid improve each year?
Yeah, he's getting better and better. He had a really good spring. He kind of, that's when he caught our eye and had a good 7-on-7 in summer. And when we started the season, he kind of, it took him a little while to play up to speed. Of course, coming off of our JV from last year, that you would expect some of that, but he's really coming around now, catching the ball better and getting up the field right when he does. And really becoming a big player for us. Had a great catch in this last game that really set up a touchdown for us.
A few weeks ago, you mentioned how it was kind of Euless Trinity, and then everyone else was just neck and neck.
Yeah.
I mean, and from what it looks like, Holton gets a big win, and y'all are right back in the picture as of having that share for district. Are the players aware of that?
Yeah, we're aware. Trinity's a really good football team, and I haven't seen that film yet, but it seems to me like that Halton must have really played well, because they I didn't know that. I didn't really think anybody in this district would be able to handle their running game, but obviously Halton played great defense, and Halton's their record's a lot like ours. They play some good teams in non-district. Lost a couple of those, but it really played well in district. Had a shootout with Weatherford, kind of like we did. I think they're one of the better teams in the district.
So at this point, it's pretty much. Are you guys looking at it where it's anyone's district at this point?
Yeah, well, I think you have to. Everyone's got one loss. They either have one or two. No one's undefeated anymore. So Weatherford beat Halton, we beat Weatherford, Halton beat Trinity, Trinity beat us. So just kind of one of those deals where it worked out that way. And Abilene and Bell and Richland are still in it too. They're not by no means out of it. It's still what I thought this district would be. It's a lot of really good football teams that play hard and are well coached.
Do you think a little parity was kind of restored on Friday, by that win?
Yeah, big time. It puts us back where if we can win out, which isn't easy. We got 3 tough games left, but if we could win out, we get a share of the title. And depending on what happens with Weatherford and Trinity, we might even have a shot at a home playoff game. So just have to see how it plays out. Like I said, there's a lot of good teams in this district. Trinity's, they're going to have their back against the wall a little bit against Weatherford. It's probably going to make them play even better. So that'd be a good game to go watch.
And you talked about consistency this year, like in games, being consistent start to finish. Do you feel like this was your most complete game because offense and defense both played really well?
Yeah, I think it was. Our kickoff coverage wasn't great. We know that. We've talked about it. We're trying to fix it. But other than that, I thought it was an overall team win. I thought our defense played fantastic against a good running football team. That's been a little bit of our Achilles heel. And I thought we played really well against a good running football team. And offensively, we moved the ball. It wasn't at will by any means. Abilene's got one of the better defenses in this district. Had a lot of guys back from last year on that defense, and they were good. But when we had opportunities, except for one time, we took advantage of it, and that was the difference in the game.
Coach, it seems like every year you guys are just developing new role players. What is it about Kevin Crane's offense and certainly the staff that continues to hone in on these guys?
Well, I mean, it's just consistency in our program, you know, the way it's set up. These guys start doing it in the 7th grade, and we see these guys, you know, on a daily basis when they're young. We're a part of it with them, and they learn our stuff, and you know, they come up through the system and play as a freshman, and you know, play on our JV hopefully, and then they're ready. And just having that consistency and being here for 10 years, you know, I think that's the biggest part of it.
Richland, they don't have a great record, but they do have that, you know, Metroplex athleticism. Is that really your biggest concern with them?
Yeah, I mean, they got athletes at their skill positions for sure, you know, and they always do. They do it every level, freshman on up, and they're hard to handle. They're athletic. They're you know, they get after you. They got a good scheme, and it was a you know, a nip and tuck game with us and them last year. It came down to the end. We were lucky enough to be ahead, but it was a tight ball game. We were behind in the 4th quarter, and it was here at home. And they're real similar to what they were last year, and so are we. So and we got to go to their place. So it's going to be a tough game, man. Their record ain't great, but they've been in all their games, and they're a lot better than their record.
What's the biggest thing that kind of maybe keeps you awake a little bit more thinking about these guys?
Well, just their athleticism. We always have trouble with that. I mean, you saw us against Shoemaker, and when we play those kinds of teams, it's tough for us. They just usually have a little more speed than we do. But Abilene, I thought I was really encouraged. You know, our defense tackled a lot better. We've been working hard on that. That's what it comes down to, is getting them on the ground, you know, the best way you can. And we're getting better at that.
Yeah, their running back, I remember last year, was pretty darn good.
Yeah, he's back.
And he's back. Would you rate him as one of the better ones you've seen?
Yeah, he's good, man. He was really good last year, and he looks the same, and he's had some big plays for him. He's one of the best in this district, but there's a lot of good ones. I mean, we got a good one, and you know, Trinity has 2 or 3 good ones. Weatherford's was unbelievable. I haven't seen Haltom's yet, but there's a lot of good athletes in this district, you know, and he's one of them for sure.
You touched on it, the records of the next 2 opponents aren't that great. How much are you stressing to kind of respect your opponents?
Well, we respect them. I promise you. Like last year was a big game, and it was a close game. And Bell, last year that was a nip and tuck game. You know, we only scored like 10 points in that game. So there's no gimmies in this district whatsoever. Everybody knows that. That's not news. That's just the way it is. You got to show up ready to play and play 4 quarters, and they're all going to be close.
Coach, at the beginning of this season, you mentioned that, you know, this is a young team. Through a few games in district, you have some wins now. They've got some district experience under their belt. What would you say that the young guys or this team as a whole has really just improved on?
Well, I mean, just overall tackling is better. You know, when we started the year off, we were really young on defense. You know, we felt like we had a chance to have a good defense, but our front had experience. Our back end was really young, and so it takes those guys a while to play at this speed and learn how to tackle people that are bigger than you and defend the pass and take the proper angles, and it just takes game experience. So I think we've gotten better each week, and hopefully we'll continue to get better because we're going to have to.
Can you talk about the other side of the ball on offense? You know, talk about the progression you've seen from week 1. You know, now that you're in the heat of the district, is the offense where you expected it to be?
Yeah, it's really. I mean, I think our offense has been spot on every week. You know, we've had some lulls here and there and some spurts, but I mean, we've scored a lot of points in all of our games, and anytime we're in the 30s, we're happy. And it's been that kind of year. Every game except for Trinity, we had 24. So. Our offense has been good. Our quarterback's playing great. Our receivers have stepped up. We've had some guys, you know, that we were hoping were going to come around that have come around. And offensive line's the best we've had probably since like 14, 15, you know. Our offensive line's made a big difference for us, and so has Chris Jackson and Ashton Hartsfield. I mean, those 2 guys had never played it down a varsity running back, you know, and both of them have done a great job. That good?
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Good.